Now, the voting rights bills in Congress are a response to voting restrictions advanced by Republican state lawmakers. Those restrictions were prompted by baseless allegations of voter fraud. We're learning more about how much support those allegations got from the Trump White House. The latest revelation comes from the New York Times about President Trump's final weeks in office. His chief of staff, Mark Meadows, reportedly pushed the Justice Department to investigate election conspiracy theories. That's according to emails the Times reviewed. The Times reports that Mr. Meadows asked the acting attorney general to examine debunked claims of election fraud. Those include a claim that Italy used military technology to remotely switch Trump votes to Biden votes. There is no evidence that then acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen agreed to open an investigation. NBC's Ben Collins points out that this came directly out of QAnon conspiracy theories, and he joins us now live to discuss it. Ben, I almost don't know where to start. This feels like conspiracy cosplay, and it is getting a little tiresome. What the hell is this?
A good place to start is January 6th. If you woke up on January 6th and you really thought that Donald Trump was going to provide you with the proof needed to overturn the election results, and that's why you went to the Capitol on January 6th, one of the things that was probably going through your head is that the Italians did it. And that's because a guy named Ron Watkins, who a lot of people believe is Q, there's a documentary out there that claims that he's Q, and it brings some pretty good evidence. He was posting for the days before that, some evidence was going to be proven that two things happened. One, the Italians planned this elaborate thing in the Rome embassy, and Barack Obama was involved, and the former Italian prime minister was involved, and all this stuff. It's all lies. It's buffeted by Facebook videos. It's all nonsense. And then the other thing that you would have thought that morning was that Mike Pence and Paul Ryan were in on this whole thing to make it so Donald Trump could not be the president again. That's based on complete lies that were invented on purpose by a troll to dupe people like QAnon people. So those are the two big conspiracy theories the morning of January 6th. And we know that Donald Trump knows who Ron Watkins is because he was retweeting him in the days before January 6th. So that's how that stuff got up that pipeline. Ron Watkins, who may be Q, was one of the most pivotal figures in conservative media in the days before the 6th. And that's how this became a Q thing. As Q, the poster, died off, Ron took his place, and that got to the president.
I don't want to be too harsh about the people who believe these conspiracy theories because they've been taken in by something that appealed to something emotionally within them that's very powerful and I think still quite misunderstood. And I don't even think that's really the issue. The bigger issue, to me at least, is President Trump and the GOP. Chuck Todd asked a really smart question today on Meet the Press to Senator Roy Blunt of Missouri, a Republican senator, something I've been wondering too. He asked whether the senator believes Donald Trump believes this stuff or if he's just using it to his political advantage. Here's what Senator Blunt said.
I really can't analyze whether he believes or not. I'm sure he believes that in a fair election he couldn't have possibly lost.
Ben, what do you make of that?
Well, it doesn't matter if he believes it or not, because he's using it to his advantage. We're encountering what's basically like the authoritarian mullet right now, which is, culture war in the front, democracy erosion in the back. And that democracy erosion is like the erosion of voting rights that are going on over the next couple of years.
Did you coin the phrase democracy mullet? Are my ears deceiving me?
Yeah, authoritarian mullet. That's what's going on here, though, right? It's because we have, in the background here, there are all of these voting rights restrictions being passed throughout the country, being normalized. In a lot of ways, it's being hidden by these dogfights that people are having over these conspiracy theories in the front, and then by the time 2022 comes around, 2024 comes around, people will say, like, look, I don't know if I agree with the fact that these people can't vote, they can't hand out water bottles at these voting places, but something must be done about the Italians rigging the election. Something must be done about this critical race theory that's taking over our schools. So that is part of the strategy, right? Is to create so much doubt, so much doubt. This is the authoritarian playbook that people don't even know what's true.
Well,
and then by the time it comes around to vote, it doesn't matter.
Well, and how much of that is affected by the decision announced by Facebook this week that Donald Trump will be banned from the platform for at least 2 years, retroactive to when the ban happened in January, and then they'll reevaluate whether or not they can bring him back on the platform or ban him farther? What about that?
Sure. In 2023, Facebook is going to face the real decision here, which is, do we let this guy back on before he maybe runs for president again? And they say that they will reevaluate this, talk to experts. It's kind of unclear who the experts are, but they'll talk to experts if they should allow Donald Trump back on the platform. Now, if you're Donald Trump, you kind of have two options. You can sort of play it by the book in the months before that and try to get back on the platform. Don't do anything like, inciting violence or saying lies about the last election. But what's more likely? Martyrdom. It's the idea that, if he ramps up the rhetoric in that time, it doesn't really leave them much of an option. I think that's probably what we're going to face in a couple of years is there will be a countdown clock to 2023, right when this ramps back up. And the Trump campaign, if that exists by then, will have to make a decision about how much to play by the rules.
NBC's Ben Collins. Ben, much appreciated. Thanks very much.